Hey there, self-lovers. Welcome back to Mindset Makeover. I'm glad you're here, whether you're joining me again or tuning in for the first time. This space is all about growth, self-love, daily routine, and the tools that help with more intention. I remain your host, Coach AB. So we will continue with our story from last week about Susan, who met an American guy, David, in the US, where she stayed with her mom and her brother and had broken up with him twice. So please, if you missed out on our story from last week, that's the beginning part of the story in our last episode, I would encourage you to visit my previous episode on YouTube at Coach AB with a double I before you listen to this part, because this is the ending part of it to help you understand and follow the story better. So let's dive right in. Fast forward to almost a year. David came back with apologies and regrets, said all the best lines, and my heart melted as I listened. I know what you think, right? But you can't blame me. I hadn't found love since he left, and my biological clock was ticking. I told myself, one more chance. This time we agreed we'll start trying for a baby while making any plans of marriage. 3 months later, I got pregnant. His parents advised that he should be closer to his child, so he moved into my basement, the space a paying tenant had occupied. I already let the tenant go because I thought we were getting married earlier, and it was wise that he lived closer rather than staying with his parents. But nothing changed. He earned more than I did, but barely supported. I've been out of work for 18 months now, since I put to bed. When I ask for money for upkeep, he'll say, send me a list of what the baby needs and I'll buy it. No money in my hand, no partnership. And though he lived right there, he barely helped with our baby. Thank God for my mom. She has been my backbone. Now we have a beautiful 1-year-old daughter, and I'm standing at a crossroads. Do I want David as my husband, or only as the father of my child? Because the truth is, I still love him, and a part of me wants to give him a second chance, or maybe a third. So I tell myself, it might be safer for my daughter to grow up with her father than to bring a new man into our lives, someone I can't predict, someone I don't know how he will treat my child. But my mom is clear. A man who disrespects her cannot build a home with me. My brother, he doesn't even want David's name mentioned around him. And dating again hasn't been easy for me. Some men only want to have sex with no strings attached, and others are transgenders, which simply didn't align with what I wanted romantically. The search feels impossible. Right now, David says he's ready. Says he wants marriage. Says this time will be different. But he hasn't shown me that yet. So here I am, caught between love, fear, family, and motherhood. I keep asking, if I let him in again, am I choosing wisely or just clutching something I should have released long ago? Coach AB, please, I need your advice. Wow, what a story. Okay. So when the story came in, I had a lot to say. I had a lot to say to her. I had a lot of advice to give. When I got to the point or to the part where she said it's possible that he he has a syndrome. Then I realized probably that can also be a major part of their problem, because now she doesn't even know what spectrum he's on. He can be a dual personality, can be anything. So the only advice I really had when I saw that was for her to encourage him. Susan, you need to encourage him to go for a proper diagnosis. So you should know, so you would know what kind of syndrome or what spectrum is on. Because that's the only way you can work with him, also help him. Because it's possible that when you react to some things he does, you push him away. Now, I cannot say anything yet because we don't even know what spectrum he's on. So if we know what spectrum he is on, then we can decide, okay, this is what should be done. Then you also need to seek professional advice after seeing a specialist. So he needs to go for that. And as much as possible, you also need to try not to, like he's saying you right now, like stress. That's why he's comparing you to his workplace, because you're stressing him out. So probably when you try to correct him, try to tell him the right thing to do, it's too much for him. So you need to learn to enter into his own world. I know it's not easy, but the truth is you can't treat someone who has a spectrum the same way you treat others. So you need to understand what spectrum is on first before we can even say anything. So I would like you to do that. And after doing that, reach out to me. Then we would talk further. So now if I want to advise you based on you dating someone who's not on any spectrum, I would say it's better to be a single mom. It's not easy, but it's better to be a single mom than going into a marriage where your home is always on fire and you have a child. Probably you would even have more children growing there. It's not going to be a sight for them to behold. And for someone who disrespects your mom at every given opportunity, it will be very difficult for him to respect you. That's just the truth. But like I said, in your own case, you need to find out you need to get professional help first before you can decide on what you would do with David. So guys, I don't want to say so much here again. I would like to hear your comment. I would like to hear what you think. What do you want her to do? What do you think she should do? Please send in your honest comments, honest advice. Put it on the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And please subscribe. Click on the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. Thank you. See you next week on our next episode. And never forget, your mindset determines your reality. Bye-bye.